Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Facebook Live on a Saturday morning. It's an odd time. It's been a crazy week. And so this is actually my Wednesday Facebook Live that had been postponed. And we are doing a Saturday morning. So welcome. My name is Ruth Norton with Ruth's Stampin' Corner, and I'm so glad you have joined me today. We'll get into all the craziness of the week in a minute. But before we do, let's get into everything that's going on. Paper Pumpkin, you guys. So we are already in the November subscription period for Paper Pumpkin. So if you want November's Paper Pumpkin, you need to start subscribing now. This one is going to be adorable. Now, I meant to look at the details of this one because I'm not going to remember off the top of my head. But they are going to be little treat boxes, and they are so stinking adorable. I cannot wait for the November kit. It's going to be adorable. So I will try to remember to post a preview kind of picture to subscribe a little bit later on my Facebook page. It's so cute. You don't want to miss November's kits. Make sure you subscribe. Now, October's kit has already shipped. It's on its way to me. Hopefully early next week, but probably closer to like the middle to end of next week, knowing the postal system. But as soon as it arrives, I will go live in my VIP group to share Paper Pumpkins so you can see what that's about. All right, guys, the Eden's Garden stuff, it's already almost the end of October, which I cannot believe. This is a gorgeous suite of products. Now, I said that I was going to show you guys this stuff in some bigger detail. I am going to show a card that I made with it, but I wasn't able to get everything out and organized in time for this. So this is a card that I made using some of the products. You can see some of this gorgeous DSP here. This will be on my blog, not next week, but the week after. You can see some of the dies here. The gorgeous DSP, the stamping is just, it's gorgeous. Do I have the stamp set here? No, I don't. I don't have it on me. So, but this is a card that I made, and I will go into the Eden's Garden products in a little bit more detail. I do finally have the garden gems coming. Those finally came back in stock. When the pre-order first started, they weren't in stock for demonstrators, but they are back in stock. So as soon as I get those, I think I'm just going to wait and show everything all at once. But if you love these products, you can get these now. All you have to do is join my team and put them in your starter kit, and you can get these now. Otherwise, you will be able to order them on November 2nd. All right, let's get to the project for today. All right, here it is. You guys, I have had this little box on my desk. It's a pretty big box. This box on my desk for, I don't know, like 3 weeks. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to show that. But then I kept doing Halloween stuff because I wanted to make sure all the Halloween stuff was done in time for you guys to make those Halloween orders. So this one's been sitting on my desk. It's super cute. Inside of this are little pumpkin muffins. The little, here's the box of them. And you can see that a child or something tried to rip into this box. But they are little pumpkin muffins. And they fit perfectly in here. Now these say limited edition, so I don't know if they're available in your area. I just found these I think I found these at Target. But let's get one out for our project. But they make these I've seen these in like blueberry all year round. So you can make this box all year round. And then the little flap just tucks under. Let's see, can I get it? It gets stuck on the ribbon. We might find different positioning for the ribbon. Oh, you guys. It's really not as hard as I'm making it look. The box just tucks under the die cuts right there. Just like that. Super cute, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and make this. The ribbon is a little finicky, so we may find a different placement for the ribbon. But let's get our scoring out of the way first. I'm trying to fix, there it goes. Let's get all of our scoring out of the way. I'm gonna bring in my Simply Scored. Man, just when I thought, I was like, I'm so ready, I'm so organized, and then no, clearly I'm not. It's early. It's a Saturday morning. We have a lot going on this weekend. My daughter's birthday is Monday, actually, so it's a big birthday weekend. And my son is already gone. He's part of a volunteer group at his high school, and they are already gone. They're helping clean up an elementary school. So they're like, cleaning up the playground and stuff right early this morning. So his weekend's already started. But after this, we have a whole weekend of birthday stuff planned, so we'll be headed off to that as soon as we're done with this. Okay, let's get back to the project. Okay, so I have DSP. This is 11 1/4 by 6. We're going to start on the short side and score it at 1 inch on each side. So down each side, turn it all the way around, score it at 1 inch on each side. This is the Harvest Meadow Dsp. Now, this is all that I have left of it. I would show you all the patterns, but it is so pretty, so good that I really, oh, this side, I love this pattern. I really have nothing left of it. It's in the holiday catalog. You can get it from my online store in the holiday catalog. It is just gorgeous DSP. All right, so 11 1/4 long side. We're gonna score it at 5 and 6 1/4, and all of the measurements are in the video description. You don't have to write anything down, and they'll be on my blog sometime today. Again, with all the birthday festivities, I don't know that it's gonna get up right away, but it will be up sometime today, I promise. All right, so our lid is a separate little flap. You can see we're just going to attach that on. Our lid is 4 by 4 1/2, and on the 4 1/2 inch side, we are going to score it at, let me look at my notes, 2 1/2 and 3 3/4. This is Bumblebee cardstock. You can use any of the coordinating colors in your DSP. If you want to make this year round, maybe you want to do this for Christmas or whatever coordinating cardstock color you have in your DSP will work. All right, isn't this pattern gorgeous? From that Harvest Meadow. And then this one, I said that other one was my favorite, but I think this one's my favorite. So pretty, so pretty. Okay, we're gonna fold on all our score lines. Make sure you grab your bone folder. So I did want to make sure to thank everybody today. We had a rough week. I did have to cancel the Wednesday Facebook Live. So unfortunately we lost one of our pets this week. We are down to only our sweet little dog. So, but he is actually very sad. He's a lot sadder with this than I thought he would be. Okay, so on the score lines, if you can see them, so I'm gonna cut up, there's a little square in the middle, and we're just gonna cut up that little square on each side. We are gonna notch them in just a second. Just cut up to that first score line and then just notch in those little corners. These, you know, nobody's going to see this. I say this every time. Nobody's going to see the little squares, so don't worry about notching them in. I'll even fold this out of the way so you can, hopefully I'm on camera. All right. Woo, just nearly sliced my finger with the paper snips. These are very sharp. Be careful. All right, let's turn this over. We're going to put a little bit of adhesive. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus for this just because it's quicker in the video. Make sure you use a really strong adhesive. Stampin' Seal Plus will work great. So we're going to line up this cut line with this score line. And it's not going to go all the way to the edge. You can see there's a little bit of that flap left. So don't try to line up the edge of what you cut. Make sure you're just lining up the score lines. That will make sure it's nice and straight. And it doesn't matter which side you use. They're exactly the same on either side. So just pick a side and go for it. And then the other side, we are going to put adhesive on both of these flaps. And those will just go up too. And just line up those bottom edges, because this will not go all the way to the end either. You can see a little bit of overlap there. Now, if you cut your DSP a little bit wider, it would go all the way to the end, but I wanted to make sure that you could get 2 of these per DSP piece. And so if you cut them at 6, you'll definitely get 2. If you want them to go all the way to the edge, you'd have to add 1/4 of an inch to each side, so you would have to cut it at 6 1/2 if you want it to go all the way around. But you know, it works perfectly. So it's a nice size little bag. You can put little box. You can put almost anything in here. I'm gonna hold off on my muffins. I was about to stick those in, but we need to add our lid. So just score on those, fold on those score lines, okay? And then on this little 3/4 inch tab down here, I'm just gonna trim these off just a smidgen, just to make sure those fit in the box nicely. And we're gonna put some adhesive on this little flap here. This is gonna get adhered on the inside of our little bag. Make sure you adhere it on the back. So this one curves around this way. So this is gonna be our back. So we're just going to line up this score line with this edge, and this will be our box, just like that. Isn't that cute? Let me grab my detailed trio punch to round the corners. Give me one sec. Okay, I forgot to grab this, but you do want to make sure you round the corners. It really looks much nicer when they're rounded. You can use any corner rounder you have. And there we go. so that is all of our trimming. That is our basic box. So cute, right? I love it. Okay, so let's work on our stamping for, let's get this out of the way. Now, you may need to just kind of fold the edge over. I had to fold my edge over. Just fold your edge over, stick it in. It'll fit, just like that. Super cute, right? Love it. All right, let's do our stamping. Let's bring this back in so we know what we're stamping. Now, I've already stamped 2 of the bowls because I knew we were going to be needing them. So I've already stamped it in Cajun Craze and in Bumblebee, and these are the colors that are in the DSP. So that's really where I got my color palette. This is a stamp set that we're using, the What's Cookin' stamp set, and it also has dies. You can get this bundled in our annual catalog. Save 10% when you buy it bundled. The dies are phenomenal. I love the dies. Stamp set's great too. It's one of my favorite stamp sets. Okay, so let's bring out a piece of white. We're going to stamp one more bowl in Soft Succulent. So let's open that up. Let me clear out some stuff here. So we're going to do one more bowl in our Soft Succulent ink. And we are also going to use, did I grab, yeah, that's the right ink. Looks a lot darker. Maybe I re-inked it in the last couple weeks. Until you go, we need this again. I'm telling you guys, I made this project a while ago, and I just haven't had time to show it to you guys. And there's been a lot that's happened in the last few weeks. All right, so I also stamped the measuring cups. This looks so much darker. We'll see. I may have re-inked stuff. It's entirely possible. All right, crumb cake we're going to use for our little spoon. We have a little wooden spoon here. We went with the crumb cake. Perfect. All right. Now for our greeting here, we are actually going to white heat emboss it. So I've already die cut a circle from our layering circles dies, and I'm going to heat emboss it. Now I would say to stamp it before heat embossing, because this is a red rubber stamp. It's going to be a little harder to see exactly where we're stamping it. So I would actually stamp before embossing, but I wanted to save on a little bit of time. So I'm going to live dangerously and do it this way. Now, because I've already die cut it, I'm going to actually hold it with some tweezers just so I don't burn my fingers and it's easier to get into my embossing powder. This is my white embossing powder. I'm just going to sprinkle that on. Shake the excess off. Get any of the little extra strays off. Okay, let me move this out of the way. Rule number 1 when embossing, move your embossing powder before you turn on your heat tool. Don't ask me how I know that. You will end up with a volcano of embossing powder if you do not move it. All right, so I have my heat tool here. I'm actually going to hold it down and just let it heat up for, I don't know, a good 15-20 seconds. When your heat tool is hotter, it will emboss or melt your powder much faster, which will give you less warping and a much better result. So you just want to hold that in place. You'll see it start to melt. Once it starts to melt, just move it around until everything is nice and melted. Turn that off and voila, your heat embossed greeting. Oh, you know what? We missed an S on the kindness. Uh-oh. And I bet that's dry. No problem. Here we go. No problem at all. I'm going to grab a white gel pen and we'll add that in. Nobody will ever know. They'll be so happy to get muffins. We'll never know. Okay, so make sure you cover your entire thing with embossing powder and you'll have much more success. All right, let's get to the rest of our die cutting. We've done our heat embossing, so let's die cut all of our pieces here. So I have those coordinating dies, and I have some Post-it tape. I'm going to use some Post-it tape to hold it down because I don't want anything shifting and moving. I really wonder if I did re-ink this ink pad. Unless I used a different, maybe I used mint? I don't know. That's what happens when you wait too long to make a project, because then you just start forgetting and yeah. The wheels are coming off of this Facebook Live, guys. All right, let's get this in die cut. And we have our spoon up here. This is one of the cutest little sets, and if you make a lot of homemade treats, this would be great for Christmas. If you you know, make some homemade cookies or something. Be fantastic. All right, we're pulling out our big cut and emboss machine here. These will go through the small one. The big one is handy today. So run this through your die cutting machine. Now, if you hadn't pre-done your other bowls, you'd have to do those as well. So let's move this out of the way. If you don't have a die cutting machine, the Stampin' Up! Cut and Emboss machine is amazing. It's nice and compact because it folds up. It's so cute. Oh, there's our little spoon. So cute. Let me put my Post-it tape up. I like to reuse this a couple of times. All right, and our last bowl. Okay, so let's move our dies out of the way. Now on this little die here, on this bowl, I do want to make a little slot for the spoon to go in. So this is completely optional. This is me living dangerously again. I'm going to take a little craft knife and I'm just going to cut a little slit in the top of the bowl here. You can just put the spoon kind of behind it or laying in front of it. That's fine too. I put a piece of cardboard underneath just so I didn't cut through my table. But this way we have, can I pick up my spoon? We have a little slit here and the spoon will fit right into our little slit. Isn't that cool? Okay, let's build up our little label here. So I've also pre-cut a few things. This is from the Scallop Contours dies. It's one of the stitched rectangles, scalloped rectangles, and then I have the largest circle in Crumb Cake from the Layering Circles dies. This one's in Soft Succulent. Okay, so let's start layering everything. We're going to start on our, I was looking for my dimensionals. Here they are. I'm going to start with my circle. And I failed to mention, you guys, I have a host code for this month. If you do order this month using the host code, you will receive a PDF with 3 exclusive projects. If your order is over $50, you will also receive a make and take kit that coordinates with that PDF. And I am caught up on those. Those actually went out today. So if you placed an order, those went out. Now, it looks like on mine, I actually cut slits in all of my bowls to slip all the bowls in. So I'm actually I'm gonna go back and do that because I like that look better. So we're gonna carefully peel this off. Carefully, perfect. Because I think that just looks, I like that look better. But again, this is a completely optional step. Oh, and you know what? I didn't put down my cardboard. Ah, that's okay. I have a self-healing mat under this paper that I use, so I'm not too concerned about my desk, but you know, be careful, guys. Do it carefully. Don't do it like me. I am a good example of how not to do it. So then the bowls will just nestle into each other like that, which I love. Okay, so let's get these on here. All right, get our green bowl on here, and I'm actually going to use the dimensional just to hold down the spoon, and that's going to go right in here like that. Lovely. We have some dimensionals for our measuring cups. Those are going to go right on the side here. And then our greeting, we'll put one, I'm going to put it off to the left here because it's going to kind of overhang here. So more dimensionals on the back of our crumb cake piece, the back of our crumb cake circle. That's going to go onto this scallop circle, and then our greeting will go right onto the edge over here. Just make sure you're not covering up any words or greetings. Isn't that cute? So cute. All right, now let's stick it onto our box. Now, to keep our little tab closed, it's actually going to tuck in behind here, so I'm actually going to grab a piece of my edge here, the edge of my dimensionals. I love the edge pieces. They are probably my favorite part of the dimensionals. So I'm going to close this all the way, and then I'm going to put that edge piece. I'm not going to let it touch that lid, but I'm going to put it right up against that lid. And then I'm going to put a couple dimensionals right under it, just to hold everything down. Peel this piece off. There we go. And we're going to close our lid. And I'm going to do this a little sideways so that I can really get that on. And whoops, hello. There we go, just like that, kind of right in the middle. And then our lid will tuck right behind that little label. It'll keep everything closed. piece of the muffin wrapper really doesn't want to play nice. Okay, there we go. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, it's so crooked. Is it crooked? It is crooked. Hang on. This is mostly how I craft, you guys. I end up like putting stuff on and then I take 20 minutes to take it all apart and make it straight. Okay. There we go. I think it's much straighter this time. All right, we're going to add a bow. This time I'm using the Bumblebee gingham. I thought that went a little bit better with this DSP because it's more Bumblebee based. And we're just going to tie a bow this time. We're going to stick our bow on. I'm going to make a big kind of loopy bow. Let me get my scissors. Gonna trim those ends off. I think I'm just gonna stick it on down here this time. So let me find some glue dots. Okay, and where are my glue dots? Okay. I am having all kinds of issues. All right, just gonna stick that down there. And that way your ribbon does not interfere with opening and closing your box. So you can do it either way. Now, finishing touches, I just have some champagne rhinestones here. Let me grab my Take Your Pick tool. And I'm just going to put these kind of all around on the box, on the lid. And that will actually finish our box. Once we get these, I'm putting 5 of them on. Put a couple down here. I love champagne rhinestones. I've been using them a ton lately too. They're becoming a quick favorite of mine. All right, so you let me know which one do you like better. You like the bow on top? Do you like the bow from the bottom? Again, there are some cute little muffins in here. There's some little pumpkin muffins. This is a great year-round box. You can definitely make this for anyone year-round. Think about your Christmas treats that you can wrap up and put in here. Make it full of Christmas love. So that is it for me, guys. I actually will be live tomorrow on in my VIP group for our week 3 of our 12 weeks of Christmas. I'll give you a little sneak peek. I'm not going to show you what's inside the box, but we're actually making a cute little gift for inside the box. But we'll be making that tomorrow in my VIP group. And the link to join my VIP group, if you haven't already, is in my video description. I'll be live there 1 p.m. Mountain Time for week 3 of my 12 weeks of Christmas countdown. Thank you guys so much for all your patience with me this week, and I will be back again tomorrow and then next week here in my business page on Wednesday for another project. All right, guys, have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys tomorrow afternoon. Bye.